identify her pretty quickly. A career-high 29 points yesterday, 13 rebounds for the Rebels. And Valerie Nesbitt travel.
It'll be interesting to see how Tennessee, can they use their length to their advantage today?
Look, I feel like this Tennessee inside game of Cassie Kush-Kidwa and Tamari Key have improved since that first meeting with Ole Miss.
Well, they're going to have to deal with a Shakira Austin who she played with her back to the basket against Missouri. We're going to see more of her face-up game today.
That's a foul on Valerie Nesbitt. So Coach Yolette McPhee-McEwen will make the quick switch at point guard. Mimi Reed and Valerie Nesbitt have both played the position together this season.
Well, with the point guard position, that has been, they play two different styles. You've got Mimi Reed, more of a distributor. Valerie Nesbitt can bring the speed for Ole Miss.
Rennia Davis had all day to shoot that three. It'll be out of bounds off of Tennessee. Ole Miss was going with that bigger lineup. That's why you see Alanya Kitchens and Shakira Austin starting this game together.
Well, Shakira Austin going against Arkansas down low. Taylor Thomas just gave up a few inches. Austin could just post up 2 feet in the paint, but today, not the size advantage. So you see here, she's coming away from the basket, but look at Cassie Kush-Kidwa. Get on the floor, big girl.
Cassie Kush-Kidwa did not score the last time these two teams met. She has turned her game up a notch.
She's a complete different player right now. And one thing that I like about Cassie Kush-Kidwa, she's doing her work early. When a post player posts up to get position early, that means they truly want the basketball.
Tennessee has won 33 of the last 34 meetings against Ole Miss.
This man-to-man defense is smothering for the Ole Miss Rebels.
This is Jordan Walker at the point. Here's Rennia Davis. Inside to Kush-Kidwa. This game is so important for Ole Miss. If they want to have a chance at making the NCAA tournament, they've got to win tonight.
Well, you look at the attack. One way is to establish that you're going inside. That's the first foul called on Tamari Key. Now will she play more conservative throughout the rest of this first quarter?
So this puts Shakira Austin at the free throw line. All eyes are going to be on the paint for that paint battle. But remember, Tennessee's got some weapons to light it up. Somebody's going to have to help out Shakira Austin to score the basketball, though. It can't just be her.
Right, and I think that you've got Snutta Collins. She's a freshman, but she can shoot the three from the perimeter. Attacking, the Valerie Nesbitt has had to go to the bench. Mimi Reed can attack off the bounce. And Kitchens, she can make her presence felt as well, establishing in the paint.
Shakira Austin spent 2 seasons at Maryland before transferring to Ole Miss before the beginning of this year. Was a 2-time Big Ten regular season champion. Coach Yo told us she knows what the championship feeling feels like, what it looks like, and she's told her team and brought that confidence to this group.
You know what she's brought? She's brought some March. And what that is she knows how you need to play in March to continue on to keep your season alive.
Terrell hobbling down the court for Tennessee. Lady Vols starting 0 for 2.
Snutta Collins, a freshman, the responsibility of defending Ray Burrell.
Jordan Horston from range. And Tennessee's got its first points.
Rennia Davis has a responsibility of guarding Shakira Austin. You saw the double team.
Oh, and Danetta Johnson got behind the defense.
And that's the thing, when so much attention is played to Shakira Austin, everybody else has to double, has to shift. But the ball movement, the attack from Ray Burrell, the kick out, Horston knocking it down, knocking down the three. That's a good sign for the Lady Vols to get perimeter scoring early.
Tennessee has its best seed in the SEC tournament since 2015 when they were the number 2 seed. They're the number 3 seed this year. A patient Ray Burrell at the top of the key.
That's what she does. A shot for most players might say, that's a quick shot in the offense, or that's a bad shot. Not for Ray Burrell. She can knock down those tough shots.
I would argue she's been the most consistent player in the SEC. Tennessee has gotten something good from her in every game.
I cannot understand why she wasn't first team all SEC. Cassie wants the ball. She's got Madison Scott on her. Yeah, Renia Davis needs to vacate that backside block. Come high.
It'll stay with Tennessee.
Ole Miss bringing the full court pressure. Ray Burrell just recovers it. If she's got her feet set, she eyes the mark. She's going to knock it down.
Jordan Walker has to put the shot up. It's going to be a shot clock violation on Tennessee. Hey, we're seeing this Ole Miss defense really step up these last 2 games.
You know, a lot of times you recognize a team has improved by their offense. It's the defense that Coach Yo McPhee-McEwen has brought to Ole Miss, and it's the discipline. She really has hung her hat and has established an identity of tough defense for the Ole Miss Rebels.
That one poked out of bounds by Horston. It will stay with the Rebels. Ole Miss coming off an upset of Arkansas yesterday. The Razorbacks struggled to score the basketball. They were held to just 60 points by this Ole Miss defense. They average 84 a game.
I will admit, I was shocked. Yeah. I was really shocked with how Ole Miss came out and they were able to defend Arkansas. Coach Yo put length on Chelsea Dungy, but Chelsea Dungy, now she got hers, but there was a shutdown of everybody else.
Yeah, Dungy can't do it alone, and she didn't get any help. Burrell pushing pace. She's got Davis. There's the duo.
Thelma and Louise right there, causing trouble, wreaking havoc on their opponents.
Renia Davis has been incredible in Tennessee's last 5 games, averaging 24 points per game, a first-team All-SEC selection. Madison Scott, she's the SEC Freshman of the Year. Danetta Johnson, pretty shot.
Ball movement, too. Often offensive rebound. That's a great opportunity to score the ball.
What a difference in this Ole Miss team from the start of the season to now in tournament time.
They have been able to get reps, experience. They know the strengths of each other.
Tennessee is a great rebounding team, though, and that's going to be key.
And when Renia Davis is rebounding, it's going to be a good night.
And she leads Tennessee, averaging almost 9 rebounds a game. Kush Kidawah called for her first. Remember, Tamari Key already has 1 personal foul. Dawn Staley still in the house. Her team just took down Alabama. They get the winner of this one.
Well, she's probably waiting for her team to cool down and all. But I'm sure she's going to want to get them back to the hotel. Watch this game from there so that they can prepare for whoever wins this game tonight.
This is Valerie Nesbitt. Snutta Collins. And there's a foul called on Ole Miss. When we come back, Renia Davis and her loyalty to the Lady Vols.
My body is truly powerful.
I have the power to lower my A1C.
because my body can still make its own insulin.
And Trulicity activates my body to release it,
lowering my blood sugar from the first dose. Once weekly Trulicity responds when my body needs it 24/7. Trulicity is for type 2 diabetes. It's not insulin.
It isn't for people with type 1 diabetes. Don't take Trulicity if you're allergic to it. You or your family have medullary thyroid cancer or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2. Stop Trulicity and call your doctor right away if you have an allergic reaction, a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, changes in vision, or diabetic retinopathy. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Taking Trulicity with sulfonylurea or insulin raises low blood sugar risk. Side effects include indigestion, fatigue, belly pain, decreased appetite, nausea, diarrhea, and vomiting, which can lead to dehydration and may worsen kidney problems.
I have it within me to lower my A1C.
Ask your doctor about Trulicity.
Oh, we've seen Rennia Davis come on in this first quarter, and it's been a long journey for her now in her senior year. Had a candid conversation with her talking about some of the transfers that were amongst her teammates, but she decided to stay at Tennessee after contemplating transferring almost every single year. She said that, but she had great people around her that helped keep her rational and not make an emotional decision. She's an emotional person, but ultimately, guys, she felt like she committed herself to the University of Tennessee for 4 years, and she wanted to stay the course, something that Kellie Harper really respected.
Yeah, and Steffi, she's going to leave a legacy at Tennessee. She's been an outstanding player, and she's projected to be a first-round pick in the WNBA draft.
Because she can play a versatile game. She is a slasher. She can slice and dice like a Swiss Army knife in getting the basketball in the paint any way that she wants to. And she can swing from the 4 to the 3. She can play inside out. That's a valuable position in the WNBA to have that versatility. And she also has the ability to work defensively. That is something GMs look at, that you want to play hard on both sides of the basketball, and defensively, Rennia Davis can get after it.
You take a look at her draft grade. Again, expected to be a first-round pick in the upcoming WNBA draft. And Steffi, you're right. We had a really candid conversation with Rennia, and she was great. She said her AAU coach, Kim Davis, really has played a big role in her talking things through. She's been that sounding board for her throughout her career, whether to stay or whether to go from her career at Tennessee.
Yeah, well, you guys were talking about GMs, and I had some insight with a couple of them in the league, and they really like Rennia Davis. She's coming on strong late. I think most of them, the consensus was that she has the highest ceiling of the group, and they just want to see a little bit more drive from her at the next level. Great size and versatility, but the projection for her upside is very high, obviously.
Well, the other attribute that doesn't show up in the stat sheets, we talked about the commitment. In her recruiting class, 2 players left, Anastasia Hayes and Ivana Westbrook. It was Cassie Keshkratawala was the 3rd person, and they committed to stay. And when you talk to Rennia Davis, her commitment to Kellie Harper is through the roof.
First team All-SEC selection. She's had over 20 points in their last 5 games, projected to be the 4th pick in the WNBA. And I love what she told us, too, about, we asked her about her position, that she's playing a little bit more down low. And she said, look, my AAU coach made me play down there, and I hated it at first. I hated the physicality, but doesn't mind it now.
Yeah, she says now, I think I am a post as many times as often as Kellie Harper moves her in at that 4 position. But think about it. She's a matchup nightmare. A lot of times when you have a 3 player that goes to the 4, you lose size or you lose rebounding. You don't do that with Rennia Davis because she's the best rebounder on this Tennessee basketball team.
She's 4th in Tennessee history in career double-doubles.
You know, a lot of people talk about her in terms of like a Shamiqua Holdsclaw, too. Remember, Shamiqua was a tall, long guard that could go inside and get things done.
Valerie Nesbitt drives but misses. Marta Suarez, the freshman from Spain, will bring it up the floor. And there they go to Davis.
We talked about her attribute, can play defense right now. Shakira Austin is having a hard time in creating her offense with Davis on her.
Austin's only taken 1 shot. Danetta Johnson. Winner of this game moves on to face South Carolina in the semifinals.
The smothering defense of Ole Miss. Impressive. And one of the things that Coach Yo did is she talked to Carlton Young, C.Y. Young, who's an assistant coach at Florida State. And he calls her, Coach Yo, his little sister. And he talked to her about, you've got to establish an identity. They had talked about that when she first got the job at Ole Miss, but she couldn't do that. She had to recruit the players in to really formulate the system. She did that this summer and hung her hat on the defense. It's a similar system that Leonard Hamilton uses at Florida State. Florida State plays tomorrow night. They play Notre Dame. If they win, they're going to be back-to-back ACC champions. So who would I listen to? A program that wins.
Pretty good resource to have for Coach Yo, and it's paying off for Ole Miss.
Willing to reach out to get help to make yourself a better coach.
Bucket goes in for the freshman, Jacoria Bracey.
The ball movement, the willing to share the basketball. It's amazing what a little time together will do for you. Each player has built the trust, and I think the impact of Shakira Austin on her basketball team changed the culture, changed the mindset in Oxford, Mississippi, that this program could win.
Rennia Davis is right there.
I told you, when she's rebounding, good things happen for Tennessee. Rennia Davis coming in on the play, doesn't just assume Ray Burrell's going to hit it. She's there just in case and plays cleanup.
Davis had 21 points, 7 rebounds in the first meeting with Ole Miss. She's already got 8 points and 3 rebounds here in the first quarter. Remember, that first meeting between these two teams, it was a 1-point game with Tennessee having to come back after trailing by 13 points.
Well, and I think what that did for Ole Miss is it gave them, built a lot of confidence. The Tennessee program has a lot of respect, and there hasn't been so much respect for Ole Miss. So when you play a team like Tennessee close, your players start looking at the coach going, hey, you might know what you're talking about. I'm going to listen to you. Now Tennessee in a 2-3 zone.
Austin, and no. Rennia Davis is hurt. It's a scary sign for Tennessee. Let's see if we can get a look as to what happened. She was favoring that left leg. Yeah, tweaks that left ankle, just comes down on the foot of the Ole Miss player.
Yeah, right there on Caitlin McGee's foot, you see that ankle roll.
She's been helped off the court, but looks like she's able to walk now on her own. They're going to take her back to the locker room. So that could be a big shift for Ole Miss right here with no Rennia Davis on the floor.
Well, that means that Ray Burrell is going to have to step up. Also, the responsibility to Jordan Horston on the perimeter as well. Now, Marta Suarez, she's a player that can stretch the defense and play the 4 for Tennessee, so she's on the floor as well. But the rebounding, it's a big loss rebounding-wise, and that's going to have to be a collective effort because not one person can pick up the slack for Rennia Davis.
Well, Tennessee was without Rennia Davis for one game this year due to medical reasons. She did not play in the Kentucky game, and Tennessee lost that game. Kelly Harper told us they had to use multiple people to play her position because she plays the 3 and the 4.
Absolutely, but you saw that last possession for Tennessee. Jordan Worston went inside and posted up. She's been watching Rennia Davis play for 2 seasons now. Oh, nice pass. Tamari Keith's got to finish that one.
It's going to be Ole Miss ball. 1 minute to go here in the first quarter. Winner moving on to the semifinals to face South Carolina.
Ole Miss can go 2 for 1. Do you see how Tennessee, that zone, they're really trying to shut down the paint.
And immediately they swarm to Austin when it comes into her. Ray Burrell is going to come out with the basketball. And Burrell's going to the free throw line.
It's that second effort that she has brought since she put on a Lady Vol uniform. That's why she was coming off the bench last season and has worked her way into being a starter. It's that second effort that Ray Burrell brings.
She didn't have a choice but to give that second effort. Her mom, Ann, had 25 rebounds in one game when she was playing for Nevada Reno. So, I mean, she comes from a family who's given that second effort.
Does rebounding come in your DNA?
It does for Ray Burrell.
Absolutely.
And Rennia Davis.
That's true.
Both are good for Ray Burrell.
Ole Miss is going to have to regroup and find a way to make opportunities for Shakira Austin to be productive.
They swing it around to the corner to Bracy. Taya Douglas. Off the mark. Tennessee will have 1.1 seconds left in the quarter. Jordan Horston! How you like that?
Holy cow! With 1.1 second, don't tell me.
Back on the bench. But Tennessee has played with a toughness, and that's a little exclamation point for the end of that first quarter.
Well, when you have a man down, you have your team step up. Going 7-3 without Rennia Davis on the floor. Tennessee was like, it doesn't matter. And you mentioned that they played at Kentucky without Rennia Davis. Lesson learned. Okay, Davis isn't there. Davis isn't on the court. We still have to take care of business.
Courtney Lyle, Carolyn Peck, Steffi Sorensen with you. Winner is moving on to the semifinals to face South Carolina. Tracking Shakira Austin, just 2 points for the superstar for Ole Miss. She had a career-high 29 points yesterday.
And today, Tennessee has really, that zone defense has been tough, but Madison Scott found a way to get open.
Davis has still not checked in. She's over on the bike for Tennessee. Kushkitawa stolen away by Johnson. Offensive foul on Madison Scott. It was Jordan Walker.
Jordan Walker got caught with a bigger player on her, but it didn't matter. She still stayed in the fight, and the official called it as soon as Madison Scott, she extended that arm.
That is her third foul. And Rennia Davis has checked back in for Tennessee. Davis already has 9 points before she went out, came down, tweaked that ankle, landed on another player's foot.
A good sign is that she doesn't seem to be limping at all right now. She just got to stay loose and confident on that ankle.
Mimi Reed down low, and Ole Miss is going to win the battle there. Caitlin McGee.
McGee gave Ole Miss good minutes yesterday, coming in and especially defensively playing on Chelsea Dungy. Some lengths that Dungy had to deal with.
Yeah, 6 points, 2 rebounds to go along with that defense. Mimi Reed gets in the passing lane. And Ole Miss turns it over. McGee couldn't hang on to it. Kushkitwa.
See, that's something that Kushkitwa wasn't comfortable doing even last year. Catching the ball in the break, needing to put it on the deck to dribble, get a little closer to the basket. She looks more comfortable right now, even with her ball handling.
Kelly Harper told us they've been seeing signs all season, even last year, little burst in practice of what Cassie Kushkitwa and Tamari Key could do if they put it together, and they're starting to do that towards the end of this season.
You watch Caitlin McGee running the floor. You remember Madison Scott, she's in foul trouble, so McGee has to come in. Redshirt freshman finishes through contact, and then Cassie Kushkitwa puts it down on the deck, dribbles it. Way to handle it, big girl.
Elania Kitchens checks back in for Ole Miss, so they have her and Shakira Austin down low. A big lineup as Tennessee goes big with Key and Kushkitwa, but that'll be a travel on Kitchens.
Yeah, Kitchens has got to, she's got to settle down, slow down a little bit, and be more effective inside.
6 turnovers apiece. Oh, how did Tamari Key get wide open, but she missed it as Austin flew in.
Well, the help came off the ball screen, and then making the extra pass to Kushkitwa up high. That high-low pass is there with the length of Tennessee, but Key's got to finish.
Collins elevates.
I like that freshman right there. She is a scorer coming in. Coach O told us nobody knew about Snutta Collins when she recruited her and signed her, and she got a jewel right there. That's a scorer that has a scoring mentality.
Now, they had talked about redshirting her, but she gives 110% all the time and worked her way into this lineup.
One of the things that Ole Miss can take advantage of is find Austin at the top of the key. She's so quick and explosive off the bounce up top.
Davis gets blocked by Austin. Even with all the chaos, she can finish.
Well, but Mimi Reed's going to have a hard time getting the ball to Shakira Austin with a bounce pass in there because Tennessee is really packing the paint.
That's a tough pass to make inside. Ole Miss has some length.
They do. With Kitchens, you have Austin. McGee can even play down low inside. Madison Scott's in some foul trouble there, but Coach O told us, you know, when you look at Tennessee lined up next to Ole Miss, she said, we've got comparable size, comparable length.
Tennessee has led by as many as 8 points. Ole Miss has led by 2.
And now Shakira Austin on the bench. Where will the scoring come from for Ole Miss?
Amy Reed gets the screen and gets stuck underneath the basket. Good defense by Horston. Collins, the second attempt after Burrell flew by.
She may have to wind it up, but she can dial it in and knock it down.
Whatever works. Snutta Collins. Ray Burrell has struggled to shoot tonight. 1 for 7 from the field.
And one of the areas that Tennessee dominates is rebounding, but right now Ole Miss is hanging in there.
Tennessee up in the rebounding battle, but just by 3. How about this freshman for Ole Miss?
Snutta Collins. She can shoot the ball. She's tough. 42% from the three-point line. The team knows the confidence is there. Check this out. That's what they're looking for. The Ole Miss Rebels, they're trying to stay alive.
You ever think Pac-Man gets tired of eating these same little dots? I could get any 2 toppings on my large pizza for just $10. Pepperoni, sausage, bacon, the $10 tastemaker, only from Pizza Hut. I think I'm about to out-pizza the Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
I think the sketchy website I bought this turtle from stole all my info.
Ooh, have you looked on the bright side?
Discover never holds you responsible for unauthorized purchases on your card. That's my turtle.
Fraud protection. Discover something brighter.
Just a few minutes on the SEC halftime report. Plenty to recap from earlier in the day. That big matchup between Georgia and Kentucky. We'll talk Aggies. We'll also talk first half. Coach, what have you said?
Yeah, Tennessee had the momentum. Now it's Ole Miss's.
Ole Miss is hanging on without Shakira Austin getting going, but she's got to get some points soon.
It's heating up. We'll see y'all in a few.
Alyssa, thank you. Ole Miss is on a 7-0 run. Tennessee's missed its last 5 shots. They've only scored 2 points in this quarter. Meanwhile, Ole Miss has 8 different players who have made the stat sheet in the points column.
And they're shooting at a high percentage. Tennessee normally holds their opponents to 36% shooting. Oh, not so much for Ole Miss. They are shooting in this quarter 62.5%. And it has been in a number of different ways. Attacking the basket, jump shots, mid-range jumpers. These are scores right now for Ole Miss, and they are looking for buckets. Hunt buckets, Ole Miss Rebels. That's how you stay alive in the SEC tournament.
Peck, and how about Coach Yo going with some of her freshmen in big-time minutes? They were big against Arkansas, and she's trusting them. Player right there in Snutta Collins who can shoot the 3 ball. But coming into this game, Coach O did say that Shakira Austin was going to be a decoy on some plays. So it's a good sign for her that other players are not just standing around looking at Shakira Austin. They're moving without the basketball and they're getting involved.
Well, and Steffi, these freshmen aren't coming to the SEC tournament and playing like they are unless confidence has been developed in them. Have you seen Coach O coach on the sideline?
Peck, she is playing defense with him. Watch her on the sideline. She is in a stance lower than, I don't know if I ever got in a stance that low, but
I bet you she had to get in the ice tub after the Arkansas game last night, playing every play.
Whatever it takes. Remember, Charlie Cream has Ole Miss as a part of the first 4 out. A win tonight would help them get in the field.
How long has it been since Ole Miss was in the conversation for the NCAA tournament?
The last time they were in the NCAA tournament was back in 2007.
I've slept since then. It's a long time.
9 straight points for Ole Miss. Tennessee needs a bucket. Foul on Valerie Nesbitt, her second.
I got 2. I got another 2.
And Nesbitt, she's going to have to come out of the game, but Coach Gillette McEwen really wanted to play Nesbitt a lot today. She felt like the speed of Nesbitt could cause some problems for Tennessee, but now she's got to go to the bench with the 2 fouls.
Again, Tennessee continuing to crash the glass. They'll go back to the free throw line. foul was on Jacoria Bracey, her first. If you're just joining us, Jordan Horston hit a half-court shot at the buzzer at the end of the first quarter.
You waited for, because the games previous to this have been pretty one-sided for the most part, so you're waiting for that wow moment. Well, that was it for me for tonight. It can only go up from here.
I think we're going to have a couple more wow moments in this game. It's been so close. Tennessee ball. Shakira Austin still not in right now. She's got 4 points, 5 rebounds for Ole Miss. She's their leading scorer, their leading rebounder. She has more blocks and more steals than anybody else on Ole Miss's roster.
And what is she getting rest right now? You know, as long as Ole Miss is in the lead, hanging on to things, playing this scrappy defense. Ooh, that was a tough collision with Ray Burrell.
Burrell is still on the court.
You know, I think that Kitchens has a case. I thought she was established there, but she was called for the foul.
That's her first.
I didn't think Ray Burrell was shooting. I think that's what the officials are talking about.
Yeah, no, it'll be a baseline out of bounds play. Rennia Davis really had to work hard to get that ball. Ole Miss is making it difficult inside to score.
You see the effort that Ole Miss is playing with in that last timeout. Coach Yo had to have addressed, look, we're losing the battle on the glass, because you look at the battle of how Ole Miss is going after it. You see her go, go. That's what she is talking about. That's what Coach O is looking for.
How can you not play with energy and passion when that's your coach on the sideline?
Absolutely. She's bringing it.
Sona Collins at the elbow. Hey, you should give her that freshman the ball.
Hey, so smooth. So smooth, going right into the motion for her shot.
Just a 3-star recruit. Coach Yo was so excited to get her. She called her the best kept secret in Mississippi.
Yeah, my question was, how would Ole Miss play without Shakira Austin on the floor? Hey, no problem. They've been able to score offensively, and the defense has been intense. Look, here comes number 0 now, checking into the ball game.
Shakira Austin was going to need help to beat Tennessee. She is getting it from her teammates. That confidence is there. She is a big reason for the confidence on this Ole Miss team.
And you watch her greet the players that check into the game. You get a little dab from your superstar because she's showing she's got confidence in you. That just raises the level of play of everybody on your team.
They've made it hard for Tennessee to hang on to the basketball. That's Tennessee's 8th turnover.
Look, Coach Yo's got to look at those markers on the floor. She's going to run the full length of the court.
Horston. Can Davis get him out of this? Yes, she can. Finally. Almost 6 minutes without a bucket until Rennia Davis.
This game's going to be fun. Back and forth. Remember, this was a 1-point game decided earlier when these two teams met this season.
Danetta Johnson. Coach Yo's going to be exhausted after this.
I think I need a swig of water just from watching her on the sideline.
What a steal. I mean, the hustle plays on defense. Danetta Johnson, another bucket. Rebels getting after it. They won it. They haven't been to the semifinals of the SEC tournament since 1993.
Well, if you're gonna get there, it's gonna be based on your defense. Getting up the line, getting deflections, and heading the other way.
Tennessee almost handing them the basketball now. That's going to be a foul on Shakira Austin.
But Ole Miss, you have Danetta Johnson mismatch with Cassie Keshketawah, and then Johnson again up the line defensively that leads to transition, and the easy two.
Tennessee has turned it over 6 times in the second quarter. They have scored 7 points.
Well, and Danetta Johnson has really brought the offense for Ole Miss. Shakira Austin has struggled. Now Johnson's out of the game. Where will the offense come from? Can they get points from Shakira Austin? And with Austin having Cassie Keshketawah guarding her, take her off the bounce. You see Danetta Johnson smiling with Coach Yo on the sideline. She keeps them loose, but stays intense.
Austin will send it up to Mimi Reed. Approaching the 1-minute mark left in the half. Reed for 3. First points for Mimi Reed.
Yeah, Mimi Reed shoots 40% from the three-point line. I don't know why Walker would go, yeah, you got to double team Austin, but that's a high percentage three-point shooter.
Renaya Davis shakes off the defense. Davis up to 15 points. Inside to Austin. Right around Keshketawah, and she'll go to the free throw line.
That's what Shakira Austin can do right there. Posting up, going against Cassie Keshketawah, the spin around, the finish, draw the foul, and get to the free throw line.
Coach Yo loves it.
Walk it off, Coach, walk it off.
Shakira Austin, a first-team All-SEC selection. Also a top 10 finalist for the Lisa Leslie Award. Took a chance, transferred to Ole Miss, a program that didn't win an SEC game last year, and she has made a huge difference.
I asked her, how do you get from Maryland to Oxford, Mississippi? She said it was the grace of God. It was the right spot. She fits well with Coach Yo. Coach Yo gets her, she says.
Another turnover for Tennessee. They're up to 11. Rebels have it again. 20.7 seconds left in the half. Tennessee can't hang on to the basketball.
And it's the defense, the defensive pressure that has been applied by Ole Miss. That is the identity for Ole Miss, the discipline, the pressure of their defense.
Can they get one more bucket? Jacoria Bracey. This is Renaya Davis on the move for Tennessee. The deep three. What is it with the buzzer beaters in Tennessee?
Fantastic. Hey, that is
this building. But I think the biggest key for them in their turnaround so far in this season was the trust that she established with Shakira Austin. Because when your coach has that level of trust with your best player, the team clearly feeds off of that.
Yeah, Shakira Austin has been a big difference maker, and it does start with that relationship. That's something, Steffi, that they had to cultivate pretty quickly. The first time they met in person was when Shakira Austin showed up on campus to play basketball for her.
And she said, Shakira Austin talked about their relationship built in the non-conference, but it's easy to build really a surface relationship when you're winning. When the conference play started, there was a little bit of adversity. You're going to go one of two ways. You're either going to separate or become closer together. Coach Yo and Shakira Austin got closer during that time, and that's why they have such a strong bond that they have now.
It's helped them make this run in the SEC tournament, this push towards the end of the season. Their defense has been so impressive. Already forced Tennessee into 12 turnovers tonight. They didn't force 12 turnovers total in each of their last 2 games.
But the focus and concentration you build a lot of confidence in your defense, especially the way you played against Arkansas.
Held Arkansas to just 60 points. That's a team that averages 84. And that'll be a shot clock violation.
Well, and their defense is built on, they want to do 2 things. They want to dictate and disrupt. And they have done both of those to the Tennessee offense so far today.
Tennessee just hasn't had any clean passes. I mean, it seems like every time they're hesitating a little bit, and that's giving Ole Miss that chance to jump in and steal it.
Well, the thing that Coach Yo demands is that there is discipline on their defense. They want to do a good job on the ball. They want to shrink the floor and challenge every shot.
Beautiful shot by Shakira Austin. Ole Miss was going to try to use her range and her diverse skill set tonight. She had 29 points against Arkansas yesterday. Tonight, just 9, but she is getting a lot of help. All but one player who had played for Ole Miss has scored.
Well, one of the reasons that she came to Ole Miss is she wanted to use every aspect of her game. She didn't want to be stuck with the back to the basket because she's got this in her arsenal. The handle, the little juke move, and then the pull-up for the jumper.
Rennia Davis scores off the inbounds play. Davis had 18 points in the first half. She left for a brief moment after coming down and tweaking her ankle, landed on another player's foot, but came in and scored another 9 points.
I think it's going to take more than a little tweaked ankle to keep Rennia Davis off the floor. Remember, this is her senior year, and she really wants to leave a legacy here at Tennessee.
Danetta Johnson is the leading scorer for Ole Miss. She's got 12.
I'm going to tell you, she's a player for Ole Miss that I watch. Ever since I learned of her being ambidextrous, can shoot the ball equally as well with her right hand and left hand. I start watching and going, which one's she going to choose?
Yep.
You watch the drive here. She gets the shoulder, head and shoulder hips past the defense. Ball on the left side. There's no way you can get to and block that one.
Started her career at Georgia, had to sit out last season, and now is a key contributor to Ole Miss.
Nobody has Tamari Key. Look at just this smothering defense by Ole Miss. Mimi Reed just getting her hands in the passing lane in the second effort to get the basketball.
I mean, this has been one of the most aggressive defensive performances I think we've seen in the last few days here at the SEC tournament. Ole Miss is getting after it every possession.
They have the true understanding of tournament play.
Yeah.
Look, it's win or go home.
Yeah.
And Ole Miss has told us they have no intention of going home. They're leaving everything on the court.
Out of bounds off of Ole Miss. Question marks for Tennessee offensively. Rae Burrell, who has been so consistent, 1 for 8 from the field. She's got 5 points, but most of those coming from the free throw line.
But there's plenty of time. She can, if she can, get loose. Snutta Collins, the freshman, has the responsibility of guarding Rae Burrell, and she has been the shadow for Rae Burrell.
Snutta Collins, though, just picked up her 3rd foul. Madison Scott for Ole Miss, the SEC Freshman of the Year, also has 3 fouls. That one's on Danetta Johnson.
Just her first one, so you don't see the scowl. She had a little smile. She's like, okay, I got one to give.
Rennia Davis will be shooting already 20 points, the 9th time this season that Rennia Davis has had 20 points. The rest of Tennessee combined for 19.
Well, when you look at the shooting percentage of the rest of the team, 6 of 20, that's not good. So they've got to get that percentage up. And what Tennessee's not been able to do is just get the two going into their bigs down low, Tamari Key, Cassie Keshketawa. That has been good for Tennessee this season, not happening so much today against Ole Miss.
They've combined for 2 points.
And they have really the size advantage, but it has been the stifling defense, not so much on the post players inside, but the pressure on the guards from the perimeter. Ole Miss defense has taken away what the ball sees so that Tennessee can't freely pass the basketball around.
Tennessee put on a little pressure too. There's some pressure from Tamari Key.
This is what Key has done so well this season. The rotation over. She spiked that like a volleyball, just brought it down.
She's 3rd in the SEC in blocks per game. Her mom actually played volleyball at Coastal Carolina.
And have you ever met her mom?
I have not.
They look like sisters, I swear. They look just alike. And she's got a younger sister that's going to North Carolina.
First foul on Rennia Davis. So far today, 2 double-digit seeds have reached the semifinals. Back in 2019, Arkansas did it. Back in 1993, Ole Miss did it. If Ole Miss can advance today, it would be the first time since 1993 that they're in the semifinals.
And if Ole Miss were to pull off the victory today, in the conversation to make the NCAA tournament.
And we'll have Charlie Cream joining us in just a few moments, so stay tuned for that. We'll pick his brain on how Ole Miss can get in the tournament. Ray Burrell, her second made field goal.
Maybe that's the bucket that gets Ray Burrell going.
She's their leading scorer, averages 17 points per game. Takeaway by Tennessee. Davis. Oh, and the whole Tennessee bench said it was supposed to be their ball. They're going to say Tennessee touched it last and Ole Miss didn't.
Ooh, yeah, I think that went off Shakira Austin.
Yeah, I do too from that angle.
Have you ever seen it happen in the game for a player to go to the official and go, really, it went off me?
No. But Kelly Harper's going to talk to the official about it. It was right in front of the Tennessee bench. I mean, they were all standing up, pointing that it was their ball. Not that you would ever point that it was the opponent's ball.
Well, yeah, you're not trying to give a possession away. No.
But Ole Miss is going to take this one. Rebels outscored Tennessee 25-13 in the second quarter.
Look how far out Tamari Key is on Caitlin McGee. That would be an opportunity where Shakira Austin could have gone down low and posted up.
McGee in trouble. Here goes Ray Burrell. Just Danetta Johnson in front of her. Won't get the bucket, but will be shooting a couple of free throws.
This is where Ray Burrell is so good, especially in transition. She's really good in a fast-paced game. This has not been a game that has been up and down, but more in the half court. Defenses can find her when the game is slow. When the game is fast, she is elusive.
Tennessee will make a substitution. Marta Suarez checks in and replaces Kushkitawa.
Now, Kushkitawa was guarding Shakira Austin, so now Marta Suarez would have that responsibility.
Ole Miss has brought in Taya Douglas. And here comes the pressure from Tennessee. Mimi Reed at the point for Ole Miss.
Now Tamari Key has the responsibility of Shakira Austin.
It's a Tennessee takeaway. Renaya Davis snuck inside.
Moving without the basketball. She's the queen.
Her game is so much better when she is moving around on the floor, and she has tied this game. Oh, foul on Key.
Renaya Davis just sneaking along the baseline, just creeping behind the defense to find an opportunity.
24 points tonight. She averages 16.9 points per game. Her 6th straight game with 20 or more points. Austin working on Tamari Key. And it's another foul on Tamari Key. That's going to be her 3rd.
Yeah, as long as Tamari Key was trying to guard Shakira Austin, when Austin would get the ball at the top, I would tell Caitlin McGee, get out of there. Just get out of there. Clear the lane and give Austin room to go to work.
Wow, that ends a streak of 22 straight free throw makes for Shakira Austin.
And that happened without even mentioning it, so it's not your fault.
It is not my fault, Coach Gary Blair.
He believes in that announcer jinx.
Yep.
Ole Miss defense, it is just swarming.
And stealing. Jacoria Bracey. That's 10 steals for Ole Miss.
And see, right now, Cassie Kushkitawa has Shakira Austin. Just give her the ball at the top. Let her go one-on-one.
Or you can let Jacoria Bracey hit a 3.
That option works too.
The freshman, the Mississippi native. Tennessee led after the first quarter thanks to a half-court shot at the buzzer from Jordan Horston, but Ole Miss outscored them 25-13 in the second.
Yeah, Tennessee needs Burrell to get going.
Another chance for Tennessee. And this one will stay with the Lady Vols. How does this game impact the NCAA tournament hopes for Ole Miss? We will be joined by the one and the only Charlie Cream when we come back to Greenville.
Do you taste that mesquite butter? And add all the fixings. Bacon, lettuce, grilled onions.
Pickles.
With the barbecue sauce?
Sonic Mesquite Butter Bacon Cheeseburger.
That's what I'm talking about.
Are the color cartridges in your printer ready for another school year?
What's cyan mean?
It means Cyan Mara Honor Roll. Shh.
The ink!
I'm so host.
Yeah, you are. The Epson EcoTank printer. No more cartridges. It comes with an incredible amount of ink that can save you a lot of trips to the store. Get ready for the Dean's List.
Who's Dean?
The Epson EcoTank. Just fill and chill. Available at...
Miss on top of Tennessee in the third quarter, 51-47. Winner of this game moves on to the semifinals, but this game could have implications when it comes to the tournament. So we bring in our expert, Charlie Creme. We're so glad that you're able to join us. And my first question, if Ole Miss wins this game, are they in the tournament?
I would put them in the field after a win tonight, yes, Courtney. Now, that doesn't mean they would necessarily stay there permanently because there's a lot of other things to go on next week that could impact that. But the fact that we're even talking about Ole Miss making their way through all of these other teams on the bubble and getting into the field with a win tonight is kind of the Cinderella story of championship week so far. One of the most compelling stories that I can remember in bracketology up to this point.
And Charlie, with the number 1 seeds, Texas A&M with their win tonight going to the semifinals, South Carolina as well now, and they're beating really low-ranked, low-net teams. Will they be secure of being a number 1 seed? I mean, because you look at Connecticut's not playing the high-net seed teams, so are they safe and South Carolina or Texas A&M not be?
Well, I don't know that anybody actually on the one line is safe. I think that South Carolina, though, is the most tenuous. I really think that the Gamecocks are going to have to win this tournament to maintain a number 1 seed. And that's because you kind of anticipate that the NC State's going to have a real good chance of winning the ACC tournament. Maryland's going to have a really good chance of winning the Big Ten tournament. So that's why it's the case there. Now, Connecticut's not going to fall anywhere if the Huskies don't lose. There's just too many. They're number 1 right now. That's what the committee told us about a week ago. So they would have to fall through 3 other teams in order to fall off. So they're going to have to lose in their tournament as well. So South Carolina still has some work to do. A&M might be able to afford a loss, say if it was in the finals to the Gamecocks. But South Carolina is a team that needs to play well, needs to win, and definitely needs to kind of watch the other scoreboards if they don't.
Charlie, we had one more question for you, and it was about, are there any other teams that you see out of the SEC? If Ole Miss were to get in, would that knock out another SEC team potentially?
I don't think right now, if Ole Miss does win this game and leapfrogs into the field, they would take out Central Florida, not Mississippi State. That said, I don't know that the Bulldogs are completely safe right now. They're among my last 4 in, and they're going to have to watch some scoreboards themselves in the next week or so because I think their spot in the field could be a little more tenuous than I would have ever imagined about a week or 2 ago.
Charlie, you mentioned Mississippi State, but Mississippi State lost to LSU. Would that not have LSU in the consideration for the tournament?
Not really, because you got to keep in mind LSU is 9-13. They're 4 games below 500, and that win over Mississippi State was their only win since January 31st. So yes, LSU has some good wins, but those things are really important factors too. We can't discount the fact that they went a month without a win and that they've only won 9 games this year. So I don't think LSU is really in the picture at this point.
Awesome, Charlie. Thank you so much for your time. We'll check back in on the Charlie Creme bunker later on this week. I know we'll be there a couple times. So Ole Miss in the field, at least for now, if they can pull off the win over Tennessee.
Do you know how excited you thought Coach Yolette was yesterday after their win? She get news that if she wins today, she's in. She may do a cartwheel.
Well, Ole Miss has scored 8 straight.
You want to see that?
I do want to see it. I am here for it. Renaya Davis on the putback.
But I think Tennessee also, they have another run in them. This game is far from over.
Renaya Davis has 26 points. Jamari Key on the bench right now for Tennessee in foul trouble.
And Shakira Austin on the bench now for Ole Miss as well.
Offensive foul on Kush Kidawah.
The rotation over Taya Douglas there. I'm sorry, Jacoria Bracey there to take the charge. The rotation of the defense, it has all come together. These Rebels are playing together with the intensity on the defense.
This is huge, too, because now Kush Kidawah and Key both have 3 fouls. They are both on the floor.
And that is the size, the length, and that really can stop the paint of the ball coming inside for Ole Miss. So both of these post players for Tennessee are going to have to play smart.
Danetta Johnson. Out of bounds off of Tennessee.
With the foul trouble of the Tennessee post players, I'd run some ball screens and let the ball handlers go straight at either Cassie Kush Kidawah or Tamari Key. Or you go to give the ball to Shakira Austin, let her attack off the bounce.
Rennia Davis threw it right to Austin. Tennessee has struggled with turnovers. Offensive foul on Jordan Horston.
Again, defensively, Kitchens stays in it. The big girl draws the charge, sacrifices her body for her team.
Under a minute to go in the quarter. Danetta Johnson. That's 16 points now.
She is dialed in. She struggled to shoot the ball from the floor yesterday, but she's warmed up to these rims today.
And that's an offensive foul. And that's on Tamari Key, her 4th.
Defense is how Ole Miss is getting it done. You've got Shakira Austin that's just right there being a gnat, being a nuisance, and Tamari Key gets called with extending the arm.
That's huge. So now Cassie Kush Kidawah is still out on the floor as one of those bigs for Tennessee, but she has 3 fouls too.
So now it'll be interesting to see. She still is on Shakira Austin. I would run a ball screen because now Cassie's got to decide, is she going to take the ball handler, is she going to hedge, or is she going to make Rennia Davis go under the screen?
Valerie Nesbitt with the ball for Ole Miss. 10 seconds now. Short on the layup. No buzzer beater this time because Ole Miss's defense is helping them get closer and closer. 10 minutes remain. Tennessee finds itself in some foul trouble. Cassie Kush Kidawah has 3. Tamari Key has 4 fouls. She is on the bench right now for Tennessee. And the Lady Vols have turned the ball over 18 times.
The stifling defense again. Another turnover for Tennessee.
When something happened to Shakira Austin on that play, she comes up grabbing her back.
Man, we saw her stretching yesterday at halftime of their game against Arkansas.
Kush Kidwa does finish the bucket and will go to the free throw line, but keeping an eye on Shakira Austin, and they're going to sub her out. Kitchens will come in.
Just when she took off, she just changed her stride altogether.
.6 rebounds, 3 blocks for Shakira Austin, and a whole lot of confidence interjected into this Ole Miss team.
Well, remember in the first half when she was on the bench, just catching a break, taking a sip of water, Ole Miss was able to extend their lead.
Jordan Walker on the move. So Shakira Austin is being taken back to the Ole Miss locker room. We'll keep an eye on her. A huge piece of the puzzle for Ole Miss.
As she brings size, she is a shot blocker for Ole Miss. She is a defensive magnet. So whenever she got the basketball, you saw at least 2 Tennessee players come to her, and that opened up other Ole Miss options on the perimeter.
Rae Burrell, now this could be a turning point if Rae Burrell gets hot. She has struggled tonight.
Yeah, she only has 9 points so far, but she is a player that when the game's on the line, she's willing and ready to take big shots.
12 points for Rae Burrell, but 4 of those have come from the free throw line. Tennessee trailing by 2.
Just Rae Burrell, she doesn't even need an offense. If she's open, she gets in her range, she can knock that shot down.
Rae Burrell has been one of the most consistent for Tennessee. She has struggled in this game, but she has been such an impact player. Her and Rennia Davis are the 1-2 punch Tennessee needs right now. Davis is already giving them 26 points. Coach Yo can't believe this is going to be Tennessee ball.
Well, right now, 1 possession. Tennessee can tie it up or take the lead.
Tennessee has led by as many as 8 tonight. Here goes Burrell, and back to the free throw line. She can tie this game.
And I'll tell you what Rae Burrell does. She makes big plays that can be momentum swings for Tennessee. It's like when she hits a big basket or makes a big play, the morale of the whole Lady Vol team goes to another level.
She has really worked on the mental aspect of her game over the offseason, staying positive, and that has rubbed off on her teammates.
Well, one way that you can stay positive, remember over COVID, she really worked on strength training and conditioning. And when you have that physical strength, that gives you the mental confidence to stay on the floor and to be positive.
Tie ball game. Winner to the semifinals.
Johnson needs the basketball. Got to find Danetta Johnson.
Shakira Austin just came back onto the floor for Ole Miss. And Rennia Davis traveled. That'll be the 20th turnover for Tennessee. Shakira Austin back in the game.
That's big for Ole Miss to have her back on the floor. I think so close to the possibility of going to the semifinals. You might have to lock the door to keep her from coming back into this ball game.
Kush Kidwa's got 3 fouls. Drive it at her. Bracy. Jacoria Bracy now in double figures. One of 3 players for Ole Miss. And Burrell answers.
Austin still doesn't look like her stride is right as she's getting up and down the floor.
Jordan Walker gets herself to the free throw line, and Mimi Reed is down. You see Shakira Austin still trying to loosen back up. We saw her drive to the basket and then immediately grab her back a few moments ago.
Yeah, she's trying to stay loose and warmed up. She looked over at Coach Yo. Coach Yo was going to bring Caitlin McGee in. Shakira Austin waved her off, said, "I'm good. Just let me get back warmed up." She does not want to come out of this game.
Ole Miss has already fouled 4 times in this quarter. Next foul, Tennessee will be shooting.
You know, now that Tennessee has taken the lead, can they get a stop?
And that's the 4th foul on Kush Kittiwah. She joins Tamari Key with 4 fouls.
Well, that's an option that Ole Miss has, is to continue to go inside. Force the size of Tennessee to go to the bench. Now Tamari Key comes in. She also is playing with 4 fouls.
Timeout. A close game. Who is going to the semifinals?
Burger. Butter.
Beautiful.
Bacon.
Barbecue.
Delightful.
Deliciousness.
That's not a word.
Sonic Mesquite Butter Bacon Cheeseburger.
Bacon.
It's already been said.
This is a color laser printer, and this is the color toner cartridge. It's so expensive, people just print in black and white so they don't have to keep buying them. Walk with me. That's enough. The Epson EcoTank cartridge-free printer. Big ink tanks, lots of ink, and you can save a ridiculous amount on replacement ink. Print in color, all you want, without busting your budget. But you might be busting the move. The Epson EcoTank, just fill and chill. Available at...
Final quarterfinal of the day here in Greenville. Courtney Lyle, Carolyn Peck, and Steffi Sorensen with you. Winner of this game is moving on to the semifinals. There's only one spot left. Will it be Tennessee or Ole Miss? Both teams have had a lead of at least 8 points in this game. Ray Burrell is making a difference for the Lady Vols.
She got off to a slow start, but she is a fierce competitor, and she is not going to go down without a fight. She has gotten turned up in this second half, and especially in this 4th quarter. Can she carry Tennessee onto a victory? Will it be the Lady Vols or the Rebels going on to the semifinals?
We already saw South Carolina punch its ticket this evening to the semifinals. They were dominant over Alabama. Zaya Cook had a great performance with 22 points in that game for South Carolina. She was one of 3 players in double figures. And remember, Tennessee has beaten South Carolina this season, but they got to beat Ole Miss first.
Exactly. Got to take care of business right now. But the way both these 2 teams are playing, regardless of who South Carolina will face, it will not be a walk in the park.
6:38 to go. Ole Miss is trying to get back to the semifinals for the first time since 1993.
See, I would put Tamari Key down on the block. I would test and see what Shakira Austin's got.
Key misses the putback.
But you see Austin Steele gingerly coming down the floor.
She left the game briefly after tweaking her back. Came back in, but has not been the same.
I would still give her the ball. Tamari Key's got 4 fouls. Go inside to Shakira Austin.
Bracey's running out of time. Seriously? Did she get it off in time?
I don't know. That was close.
I don't think she knew the shot clock was winding down.
Yeah, that's why they got to go to the monitor. They got to check that out. I don't know. I was busy watching Austin battle down low with Tamari Key, so I don't really know when that release happened.
Take a look at the clock at the top of your screen.
Yeah.
Oh, she got it off.
I think she got it off, absolutely.
That's a lucky break for the freshman from Drew, Mississippi. That's the third bucket we've had at the buzzer.
Big moments.
Ole Miss on top by 1. Jacoria Bracey has had 13 points tonight. She averages 2.4.
Look, when it's tournament time, put your best show on.
9 players have scored for Ole Miss. There's Burrell.
Oh, that would have been big for Tennessee, but Renia Davis there on the glass.
1-2 punch. Davis has 28 and 11. Possession arrow pointing to Ole Miss.
Scrappy Jordan Walker, as soon as Austin went to put down the dribble, Walker said, give me that.
They were looking for Caitlin McGee. It's going to go out of bounds off of the Rebels.
Now Tennessee has turned their defensive intensity up.
13 turnovers for Ole Miss. Tennessee scored 14 points off of those. What's helped Tennessee stay in this game is that they've hit 17 free throws.
Well, that is vital because Tennessee, they shoot 80% from the free throw line. No, that's not right.
69%.
69%. I went down to Ray Burrell. Ray Burrell shoots 80%. That's a good finish by Tamari Key.
That is her first bucket. And a foul on Jordan Walker. Oh man, the anxiety is building. Who will be the team to move on to the semifinals and face South Carolina?
Like, look at that big piece of cookie dough right there. Like, it wouldn't be the same if it was just the little chunks.
Just waiting like this. I'm ready.
Eat me.
Eat me.
Oreo, Big Scoop, Cookie Dough Blast, and Sundae.
Eat me, eat me. The Epson Eco Tank. No more buying cartridges. Look at all this ink it comes with. Big ink tanks. Lots of ink. No more cartridges. Incredible amount of ink. The Epson Eco Tank. Just fill and chill.
What a game it has been. A back and forth battle in this one. Both teams have led by 8 points. Tennessee leads at 65-62. Renia Davis with 28 points and 11 rebounds.
Well, she started out aggressive and she was really the main force offensively, but she came down, turned that ankle, had to go off the court, went back to the locker room, but she didn't stay there long. It was a matter of time before Renia Davis came back, and that shot right there, that finished the half. Even Coach Yo liked that one, and then she has continued on. Once she came back in to finish the third quarter, now into the fourth, she wants to continue to play. She wants to take the Lady Vols to the semifinals.
She's trying to leave a legacy at Tennessee, a first-team All-SEC selection. She's already an All-American. Renia Davis and Ray Burrell averaged 34 points combined on the season. Tonight, they've hit 44.
And they're not done. And Ray Burrell just now started to heat up in this second quarter. So keep an eye on number 12, Ray Burrell, for Tennessee.
For Ole Miss, there's some question marks right now around Shakira Austin because she tweaked her back is what it looked like. She's been holding her lower back after driving the basketball down low and hasn't looked the same.
Well, she's been trying to move and stay loose. But remember, Tamari Key has 4 fouls. So now will Ole Miss try to take advantage of that, put Shakira Austin on the block, and try to get that 5th foul on Tamari Key?
This win would be critical for Ole Miss. It is critical to get into the tournament. They are at first 4 out right now, but Charlie Creme, you heard him moments ago say a win would put them in the tournament, at least for now.
And now Tennessee doesn't have to rush. And with the question mark with Shakira Austin, I would look to get an opportunity for Tamari Key.
Worston with the basketball. Jordan Walker in the corner. Jordan Walker with a big bucket. Just her 2nd bucket of the night.
Just took advantage of the zone. The concentration is on Shakira Austin inside. So that leaves that perimeter shot.
Yeah, and Austin's going to be able to take that because Tamari Key can't foul her. She's got 4. Kush Kittiwah's on the bench with 4. They're going to run out of options.
Well, and how long will Ole Miss stay in this zone? See, the focus is on Tamari Key. Well, they went back to a man-to-man now.
Ray Burrell swatted away by Shakira Austin.
The Tennessee 3, again, the zone, staying in a little extra time for Tamari Key, and that left enough time for Jordan Walker to knock down the 3.
Tennessee has switched out their post players. Kush Kittiwah is in the game. Tamari Key will take a seat. Kush Kittiwah also has 4 fouls. Ole Miss's Danetta Johnson and Snutta Collins have 4 fouls. They're going to put 19 seconds on the shot clock. We've had a couple of issues with the shot clock over these last 2 evening games, but they'll get it reset, and Worston will inbound for Tennessee. It's on Caitlin McGee of Ole Miss, her first.
McGee's got a tough assignment, having to tag Rennia Davis. That's a tall order right there, because Davis at 6'2" with post skills. Tough to defend that.
It's just the 2nd miss for Tennessee from the free throw line tonight.
But down the stretch right now, if you want to win, to survive, to play the next day, you've got to take care of business at the free throw line.
Danetta Johnson working hard, but won't get the payoff. Up ahead to Ray Burrell. She snuck away from the defense, can't finish. Kush Kittiwah, she can finish.
And the foul going to the free throw line. Cassie Keshketawai playing with determination, strength, the finish. That next effort, 2nd effort for the Lady Vols. That senior's going to the free throw line.
These 2 post players for Tennessee, Kush Kittiwah and Key, have had to be so smart late in this game. Both have 4 fouls and still finding ways to contribute.
Seeing the maturation of those 2. Remember when we talked to Kelly Harper, she almost got tears in her eyes. She's so proud of how much these 2 have developed this season.
They get a quick foul on Rennia Davis. It's just her second. Kelly Harper trying to get her team to move on past it, get back, play some defense.
Now keep an eye, Ole Miss, if they need to foul, they have not fouled yet in this quarter. So they still have 4 fouls in order to get an opportunity to send Tennessee to the free throw line. Or no, Tennessee, I'm sorry, is already in the bonus.
Coach Yo calls timeout here, 3:14 to go. Ole Miss will have 2 timeouts remaining. Tennessee has 4 timeouts left. In the first meeting between these two teams, Ole Miss led by 13 points. Tennessee had to claw its way back. Ole Miss has led by 8 points tonight, and we're seeing Tennessee with that fire.
The momentum has shifted to Tennessee. A big reason for that has been Ray Burrell, but also the post play for Tennessee has been big. And with Shakira Austin having to leave the floor when she had that tweak, Ole Miss has not been the same.
Ole Miss has to win this game to get into the NCAA tournament. Right now, Charlie Cream has them as the first 4 out. They have beaten back-to-back ranked opponents with a win over Kentucky Sunday and a win over Arkansas yesterday. Can they make it 3 in a row?
Well, I expect that if Ole Miss is able to score a basket here, they're going to get into some full-court pressure and try to get Tennessee, because Tennessee early on was turning the ball over. They've done a much better job of taking care of the basketball.
Backdoor to Burrell. It's a good idea. Ray Burrell has dug herself out of a funk. Valerie Nesbitt with the answer. And the pass just overshoots Burrell, or she might have another layup.
Well, Kelly Harper in that last timeout recognized the pressure from Ole Miss. How do you relieve pressure? Backdoor. And right there, Ray Burrell takes full advantage on the cut to the basket.
First half, Ray Burrell 1 for 8 from the field. She is 4 of 9 here in the second half. Donetta Johnson gets away from Davis.
You know, Donetta Johnson has really struggled with finishing on the right side. Much more success on the left. Remember, she is ambidextrous. She may look to move her to the other side of the floor, Coach Yo, and have her then attacking the baseline on the left side.
Jordan Walker picks up her 3rd foul for Tennessee. And Ole Miss takes a 30-second timeout. Tennessee has had some big shots late in this game to help extend the lead after trailing by 8 points.
When you watch the sharing of the basketball, you got Jordan Horston. She hit the 3. Ray Burrell starting to get heated up. Well, that's the biggest one of them all. And Davis. Rennia Davis from 3. To finish the half, making it special from long distance. Tennessee has found that balance. It used to be a team that where you wanted to get the ball inside if you were Tennessee, and the guards would take ill-advised shots. Tennessee's taking good shots from the perimeter now. They have found really the balance of playing inside out.
They've got experience leading the way. Rennia Davis and Ray Burrell, the senior and the junior, helping Tennessee stage this comeback.
Horston, one of the best defenders on this Tennessee basketball team, got Johnson.
Donetta Johnson got away from her, found a little bit of room, and it was just enough.
Ole Miss is going to have to turn up the defense right now. Clock in the favor of the Lady Vols. That's an early shot. Jordan Walker didn't need to force that one.
They'll put the ball in the hands of Mimi Reed. There's a good look. Danetta Johnson making herself available. It's now just a 3-point game.
So now the only thing Ole Miss needs to do is get a stop. For Tennessee, they need to use the shot clock, and that's a good timeout by Kelly Harper. Make sure that her team can execute and that they don't turn the ball over. But Ole Miss using a little backdoor action as well. That's what Tennessee used on them. They gave it right back to them. Danetta Johnson evades the defense and gets the layup.
Ole Miss has 1 timeout remaining. Tennessee has 3. No fouls to give. Both teams will be in the bonus on the next foul.
Now, Kelly Harper, that's a good timeout so that they can execute, right? But the tough part is, as smothering as Ole Miss defense has been, the #1 priority for Tennessee is you've got to get the ball inbounds. Will Ole Miss go after a 5-second count or a quick steal? They can shoot the gap right now. They don't have to foul. It's a 3-point game, 1 possession, and there's a little less than a minute left. The only thing Ole Miss needs to do is to get a stop. Tennessee, they would be better off to go full shot clock and get a shot clock violation, but use that full clock.
No problems getting it in, and Rennia Davis will take control here. Already 29 points for Davis. But turns it over. "22 turnovers for Tennessee."
Yeah, and that was just Rennia Davis. She's frustrated with herself, but it is also an opportunity for, will Ole Miss be able to get Shakira Austin back in the game? And I think it went off Rennia Davis's knee.
And they're taking a look at the monitor, but Tennessee has turned it over on 31% of their possessions tonight.
Yeah, that will cause a coach to pull their hair out with the number of turnovers, but you have to compliment the defense of Ole Miss. Their pressure has had a lot to do with it. Just the stunt in by Jakaria Bracey there really broke the momentum for Rennia Davis trying to go to the basket.
So this should be Ole Miss basketball. The Rebels have 1 timeout left. They'll get a full 30 seconds.
So, but they did not advance the basketball, so they've got to go the full length of the court.
Yeah, they couldn't because they didn't call timeout. They were just reviewing that play.
Exactly. So now Tennessee has got to make sure that Ole Miss doesn't come down with a full head of speed. Yeah, because they could come for the quick 2, and then Ole Miss put on pressure and make Tennessee possibly turn the ball over again and score in 2 possessions. They don't have to settle for a 3 right now.
Jakaria Bracey off the screen by Austin. Mimi Reed back to Bracey. She will take the 3. Rebound by Tennessee and Jordan Walker.
Now Ole Miss has got to foul. Absolutely.
So Rennia Davis, who is an 83% free throw shooter, will head to the line. She has willed Tennessee to get to this point tonight with 29 points, 14 rebounds.
This is a special player. Since SEC season, she got off to a slow start in the non-conference. But since it has been SEC season, she has taken her game to another level.
Her 6th game in a row with 20 or more points. She just hit the 30-point mark. Tennessee's free throw shooting has been pretty good, 86% from the charity stripe.
Well, considering that they have shot 69% on the year, hey, when it's tournament time, what do we talk about? You got to make your layups, you got to hit your free throws, and Tennessee has made their free throws.
20 of them, to be exact. Again, this game's so important for Ole Miss. They are down by 5 points. They have to win this game in order to get into the NCAA tournament and extend their season. Winner moves on to face South Carolina, the defending SEC tournament champion. That game will be tomorrow at 6:30 Eastern on ESPNU. Texas A&M and Georgia already in the semifinals.
Well, in Ole Miss right now, it's a 2-possession game. So they have got to make sure they've got to get the first available shot. There is still enough time with 24 seconds. They can get a quick 2 and then foul and then hope that Tennessee misses on the free throw. But they want to extend this game. They want to get a good 3. If they won't get a 3, it's got to be a high percentage shooter. I would get the ball to Danetta Johnson. Now for Tennessee, switch all screens and make sure that every shot that Ole Miss takes is a contested one, but don't foul them. Don't put them at the free throw line.
No timeouts remaining for Ole Miss. Tennessee still has 3. Austin's got to find somebody to get this ball into. And there's going to be a foul on Jordan Walker. That's her 4th.
Wow, so now Ole Miss goes to the free throw line. No time ticked off the clock.
Mimi Reed will be the one heading to the free throw line. She's a 65% free throw shooter. Hasn't made one tonight.
And if she does make these free throws, I believe Kelly Harper is going to want to call timeout, advance the basketball. They don't want to bring the ball up in the full court against Ole Miss defense.
One is in. Mimi Reed gets them both. And Kelly Harper will take a timeout. She will advance the ball. Tennessee with a 3-point lead and a semifinal appearance on the line.
Well, and what Kelly Harper has got to make sure that she draws up, number one, first and foremost, is to get the ball inbound. She would like to get the ball in the hands of Ray Burrell or Rennia Davis because they're the highest percentage free throw shooters on the team. What Ole Miss has got to do is they've got 5 people inbounds defensively. Don't let the ball come in. Try to get a 5-second count. With the smothering defense that they have shown today, that's not an impossibility. But if the ball does come in, then you're trying to get a steal, a deflection, or you foul in the process so that it is right away and not much time comes off the clock.
24.1 seconds left. Ole Miss so much riding on this game.
But think about this, Danetta Johnson has 4 fouls. She may be in the position, if she were to foul, that would be it. She's got to. Time's running off the clock.
She ties the ball up. Possession arrow is pointing to Tennessee. No, I think they got the timeout called. So Tennessee calls timeout. So I think Kelly Harper was able to get the timeout called before they called the held ball.
That was close to me.
It was close.
I don't know about that one. She called the timeout to save the possession, but that looked like the official had already called the jump ball.
Tennessee has 1 timeout remaining, 18.6 seconds on the clock, a 3-point lead. Danetta Johnson picked the pocket of Ray Burrell. Jacoria Bracey on the putback. Ole Miss with a little life, but just 6.5 seconds left.
Had the opportunity, but the youngsters on the team have to understand you needed a 3. You needed a 3. So on the offensive rebound, then kick back out. Danetta Johnson knew she stayed out beyond the 3-point line.
They can go to the monitor and double check that they make sure the possession is correct. And the clock is correct. The call was that the ball went off of Tennessee.
I think that looks like it went off Madison Scott.
Yeah, it looks like it went off of Madison Scott's hand right there.
Yeah, that's going to be a heartbreaker for Ole Miss. But to me, it looks like the ball went off the hand of Madison Scott. What a battle back and forth between these two teams, though. This has been fun. It's been a long time since we have seen such a competitive Ole Miss basketball team.
And it's a fun team to watch. Coach Yo and this program have done an outstanding job. Does it hit Madison Scott's hand last as it's coming down?
Or does it ever hit Ray Burrell's hip?
This is such a tough call to have to make. I think that right there, it looks like it comes off of Madison Scott's hand.
But is it knocked out of bounds off of Ray Burrell's hip? Because it kind of changes directions.
But right there.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it comes off Madison Scott's hand. But good on the officials to make sure you get it right. There's too much on the line to get this wrong.
Ole Miss led by 8 points. Tennessee has led by as many as 9. It's been a fantastic basketball game. Tennessee ball. So Kelly Harper can call a timeout here to advance the ball. She has 1 left.
Absolutely, she can.
And that's what she does. That's huge, but I think they got it right. I think it went off of Madison Scott's hand.
Yeah, and they took time to look at it, to make it correct. But now, again, Kelly Harper's got to make sure that her team can get the ball inbounds. They turned it over the last time. You know, Danetta Johnson, she got the steal. She got the look from the 3. But it was Jacoria Bracey, when she got the rebound, she should have kicked it back out to start with, not go for the 2. But I think the officials, they got it right. It goes off the hand of Madison Scott.
.5 seconds separates one of these teams from the semifinals against South Carolina tomorrow. Tennessee has the basketball. No timeouts left for either team.
And Tennessee needs to get it in bounds. Ole Miss needs to understand if you get a steal, you need a 3.
And Ole Miss will immediately foul Rennia Davis, Tennessee's best free throw shooter. And Tennessee, it was questionable at times tonight. They struggled with taking care of the basketball because this Ole Miss defense has been so tough. But when they needed it, those upperclassmen, those leaders, Rennia Davis, Ray Burrell, they stepped up.
Well, Rennia Davis came back in. Remember, she tweaked her ankle in that first quarter, but came back in and played like a soldier. And then in the second half, Ray Burrell, she got lit and turned things up for the Lady Vols.
Rennia Davis, 33 points, 14 rebounds. Ole Miss hustling. And they don't get a shot off. Tennessee advances for the first time since 2016. They are back in the SEC tournament semifinals. Kelly Harper and crew will face South Carolina tomorrow. For Ole Miss, their run is done, and at this point, not a good chance to make it in the NCAA tournament.
No, but they had a great showing. And so Coach Yolette McPhee-McEwen has got to be extremely proud of the fight and the battle.